Welcome to Scruffy City Roots Rewind. This week, Aaron Donovan talks to UK-born singer-songwriter Callaghan. Scruffy City Roots Rewind is brought to you by East Tennessee PBS, the Knoxville Tourism and Sports Corporation, Metropulse, the Downtown Knoxville Central Business Improvement District, WBIR, MK Technologies, and WUTK 90.3 The Rock. And now, your host, Aaron Donovan.
Welcome to Scruffy City Roots Rewind. We are in downtown Knoxville, right down the way from Market Square. We're in Critch Park. As you can see, there's art all over the place. Used to be a different place a while ago, but now it is the hubbub of downtown. There are patios outside for people to eat on. There are musicians everywhere. But one thing about the musician that we're talking to tonight, Callaghan, we're lucky that she likes our scruffy little city, but she's not from anywhere near here.
I am from the UK, and I'm from London, and I moved to the States in 2010 to record my album with Sean Mullins. I liked it very much, yeah. The theatre was lovely, and I got a little time to just walk around the city a little bit and have some drinks, and yeah, I was actually opening for a guy who's from Knoxville called Eric Baker, and so he was showing me around, and we had a great time. I think it was when I got on that plane, and also when I came over and did the album with Sean and then finished the album, and I was like, okay, now I've just poured so much money into this, I've got to make it back, you know, so yeah, that I guess was the pressure, and I think it's a good thing to have that kind of pressure of there is no backup plan, you know, so this has to work, and that's a good driving force, I think. Luckily, I found a couple of months after moving here that in some supermarkets in their ethnic food aisle, you can buy British food, which is so funny to me. But so when I'm really, you know, craving some Worcestershire sauce or baked beans, I can go to the ethnic food aisle and buy some. But so that's cool, and but really, I mean, it's just friends and family is really what I miss. I mean, you know, the food I can live without, and yeah, the friends and family, that's what's hard. But you know, the weather makes up for it.
This could be the best year of our lives. If we tear up the rule book, leave it all behind. You work all day till you close your eyes. Let's get out of this town, find some bluer skies. And I feel the good see a new sun rising, and I feel the good times coming, and I see a new sun rising.
When we come back, we'll learn some of the Brits' favorite musicians.
Deal Chicken and Fathom Events present the Summer Event Series in celebration of the upcoming Blu-ray release. Star Trek The Next Generation 25th Anniversary event has set a course for the big screen. Enter for a chance to win tickets to experience 2 completely remastered episodes in select movie theaters for one night only, July 23rd. Deal Chicken is giving away tickets for this exclusive event right here in your neighborhood. Visit Deal Chicken Knoxville on Facebook for more information.
Welcome back to Scruffy City Roots Rewind. It seems that Callaghan knew she always wanted to be an artist. She actually moved in with her sister in London to her flat and slept under the kitchen table just so that she'd have somewhere to live. But now that she's moved over here to America, things are a little bit different, but she still has a wide variety of musicians that she likes.
They're pretty varied, I guess. I mean, I've been listening to music as long as I can remember, and I guess my parents kind of were early, you know, the early influence music, probably the same for anyone, you know, you kind of end up listening to your parents' records, but a lot of songwriters like Elton John, Buddy Holly, Johnny Cash, James Taylor, those kind of people growing up, and then more into kind of pop music as well when I was getting older, so yeah, I have quite a varied taste now. I don't know, I don't think I've ever not wanted to be one. I think it's always just been, you know, what I've wanted to do, and I enjoyed performing so much, and I just, yeah, there's been nothing else which has remotely kind of interested me in the way that music does. So I usually write about things that everyone kind of goes through in life, so like falling in love and breaking up and all the highs and lows of life, you know, anything that any human being will experience, and that's kind of what interests me, you know, is the whole stories of people's lives. And when people come to my gigs and then I get to talk to them at the end, I think it's so cool that people will really share their stories with me and say, oh, this is what happened to me this year, and you know, and I use a lot of that for ideas for songs. And yeah, it's just people's experiences is what really interests me. One time when I was on the Tube in London on the Underground, and there was a poster for a film out called The Edge of Love, and I thought, oh, that would make a really good title for a song. And so I got a song out of that just from that one title idea, and it kind of created a whole song. So that was pretty cool. So you never know where it's going to come from next, you know.
Not many people bring me to life like you do. You got away with words on days when the world's closing in around me. You take away all that hurts. Some things you just can't hide. You may never understand why you make me smile every time I breathe you in and I'm strong. I want you to know that you're where I belong. somehow you got me hanging on. And every time I get myself into a situation, you put right what was wrong. Some things you just can't hide, like that look in your eyes makes me smile every time. I breathe you in and I'm strong. I want you to know that you're where I will always belong. Even when the times get rough, even when I've had enough, even when I think I can't go on. Every morning I wake up, every time I feel your touch, I'm hanging on to your smile every time. Yeah, I breathe you in and I'm strong. I want you to know that you're where I will always belong. Oh, I want you to know that you're where I will always belong. Thank you so much.
Who knew that you could get music from a poster in the tube? When we come back, we'll find out how one song needed to be renamed because somebody didn't know the color of their husband's eyes. Callaghan still gets butterflies when she goes up on stage, but one night when she went up on stage, she saw something that would change her life forever.
I met him at a music event in the UK, and I was singing. It was like a big music auction thing. He worked for a charity that had like used to auction off music memorabilia and that kind of thing to raise money for the charity. And so I was singing at the event, and I saw him walk in, and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna make sure that I get you by the end of the night." Which is the good thing about being a musician, you know, you can do that. But oh, you might want to cut that bit out. Well, my husband, I guess, is my biggest supporter. I mean, he left everything behind in the UK as well and came over with me, and you know, left his job and his friends and family behind, and we work together on music 24 hours a day now as well. And so luckily we're still getting on okay, and it's all going well, you know. And so it definitely, I mean, it helps so much having someone else right beside you, you know, and kind of through the bad days, kind of pushing you forward, and hopefully I do the same for him, you know. It really helps having someone there, you know, 100% behind what you're doing. I'm definitely still nervous. I mean, I think that anyone who's not nervous needs to worry, because I think if you're feeling nothing before you're getting on stage, then you know it's difficult to give something. So I think those little bits of nerves helps. It's just that kind of excitement, and I guess it's really just adrenaline that's pumping, you know, and then you get out on stage and can kind of give that energy off to the audience through the music. So yeah, I still definitely have those butterflies, and I mean, I love performing, and as long as there's a good crowd in, you know, which usually there is, there's the odd gig where you're thinking, oh my God, but you know, luckily they don't happen very often. So yeah, and you can feed off the audience, and you know, you kind of get this kind of mix of energy between performer and audience, and then hopefully everyone has a good time.
And the days grew dark and long, so quiet like a bird with no song. When you were gone, what would I do? Where would I go? How would I feel? How would I know how to move on if you were gone? If you were gone. They all say I should be stronger on my own, but I can't help this feeling of hunger in my bones. There's no way to hide it, no way to disguise it, the way that I'm needing you now. What would I do? Where would I go? How would I feel? How would I know how to move on if you were gone? If you were gone. Wish I could go back to dreaming and wake up with you by my side, or have you for just one more moment and stop time. Just hold time. What do I do? Where do I go? How will I feel? How will I know how to move on now that you're gone? Oh, what do I do? Where do I go? How will I feel? I never know how to move on now that you're gone. Now that you're gone, what do I do? What do I do?
Don't worry, be happy ought to be her mantra. We'll tell you more when we come back.
Oh, hey, bud.
Oh.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
It's a school night. With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
Not sure about those two. I've been meaning to ask you. This is tougher than I thought. Is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
I hope not, because alcohol can lead you to say things and do things that you really wish you hadn't. Isn't this what you're supposed to say?
I know.
So if any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you.
Ryan.
Yeah?
So start the conversation even before they're teenagers.
Good idea.
For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Welcome back to Scruffy City Roots Rewind. It seems that Callaghan is a pretty sweet cook, but she's also gotten some pretty sweet advice on her music, and it's not to worry about what other people think.
I don't know. I can't think of any specific advice other than I think not worrying about what people think of you. I mean, I think that's what can put a lot of performers off when you get on stage and you're worrying whether the people out there are going to like you or not. And I've always thought, well, when I go and see a show, I already want to like the person on stage, you know, and I want them to entertain me. And so I think that's kind of good advice, not to worry about what people are thinking and just do your thing. One person came up to me the other day and said that the first single off my album is a song called Best Year, and it's basically about the whole journey from the UK to the US and kind of leaving everything behind and following your dreams. And so this person came up to me and said that they had decided to leave their job and go traveling all around the country on motorbikes for a year with their wife. And just because, you know, they thought, well, that song kind of described what they wanted to do, and so they thought, why not? I'm thinking, don't blame me if it all goes wrong. But that's cool, you know, good for you. I love cooking desserts. Yeah, cakes, cupcakes, anything with tons of sugar in. That's what I love. Yeah, absolutely love it. Sometimes people will say, oh, I like your accent, you know, and I'm like, well, I like yours too. It's just whatever is different to you, you know, whatever you're used to, I suppose.
Your green eyes catch the starlight here tonight. You see right into those green eyes, and all I want to do is keep them in my
Thank you so much.
And actually, in May, Callaghan came out with her first album, so you can find it on iTunes and a bunch of other places. If you want to learn more about SCR, you can go to scruffycityroots.com. You can go to our Facebook page, our Twitter page, our YouTube page. I'm sure there's 150 more pages that you can go to, but those will sort of get you in there. We're also live at the Square Room once a month, and you can buy a ticket and actually see some live music and have a little bit of fun. Thank you so much for staying up with us, or getting up with us, as the case may be. And as our friend Callaghan would say, cheerio, but for now, no encores.